All right, we are back. Paintball Sports Promotions New Jersey Open. And we are heading into a great game. We got the Los Angeles Ironmen taking on San Antonio X Factor. I'm Matty Marshall, and I am up here with Justin Rabikoff from the Russian Boston Red Legion. Justin, how you doing, man?
Not so good.
Probably seen better days, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Justin coming off a absolutely phenomenal, well, terrible performance here, but phenomenal performance in Chicago.
Yeah.
And one of the most dynamic wins I've ever seen in my paintball career, and pretty much one of the most amazing moves that anyone's ever done. And we'll definitely elaborate more on that. I want to kind of get your thoughts on what you were thinking when that was happening as you guys won that event. Now coming into to this event, really disappointing performance. I don't think you guys ever done this bad.
Yeah, never. I don't think since I've gotten on the team, I don't think we've ever not made Sunday. So, I mean, huge disappointment. I mean, never want to see that.
Yeah, but no, that being said, I mean, it's, what, you explain it to me, because I'm totally, I have no idea what, I think it might have been the field, or maybe you guys were hot coming out, oh, we're awesome coming out here to win Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah,
you tell me.
I mean, I wish I had words for it. I really do, because, I mean, I can't even find excuses to come up with to say how bad we played. I mean, I really have no words for how we played or what happened on the field and within the team, and it's disappointing.
It happens, and like I was talking to Nikki earlier, and it's like you really truly judge how strong you are when the worst happens.
Yeah.
So I think that you guys will come back stronger than ever, and everyone's going to say that, of course, because to come off a win and then it's like such a peak in a valley.
Yeah.
But you guys will have some time to prepare for World Cup, and I'm sure that for all the Russian Legion fans out there, of course you guys are going to be back. Of course you're always going to be the powerhouse team that you are. But yes, it's going to be very frustrating. But every now and then you got to get beat up to realize you're not made of glass.
Exactly.
All right, so we got Ironman and X Factor right now, and you're looking at the Ironman on your screen on the breakout. Now, Justin, how do you feel about these two teams?
This is going to be a great match. I think a pretty even match between both teams. Both kind of play the same game style, so I mean, we're just going to see who wins the breakouts, because that's how it's going to be on this field. This field all weekend has whoever is winning the breakouts usually is winning the points.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the Ironman, they got these younger guys coming up. As you're looking, Brandon Short, one of the veterans on the team, on his screen right now. And a lot of these guys, it's like before it used to have to be Shorty doing work in the snake all the time. Now they got these younger guys coming up. How do you feel about those players? They are young, and it takes a while. I mean, I had to do the same thing when I first was coming up. I had good games, and then other games I just played terrible. And you have to find that happy medium, and especially with these young guys, they need to come up with that happy medium, and it takes the veterans to bring them to do that. I agree, and that is the way. And Scotty Kemp grabbing that flag and making the Ironman making short work of X Factor in that first point. This field is not the fastest of fields, and that point was pretty much won in the first 30 seconds.
Yep.
And honestly, today especially, the teams that have kind of found that magic lane off the break, that's really been a big difference.
Yeah, and it really has. And I could say for our team, we did not find that magic lane, if there is such thing on this field. But some teams are doing it, are shooting the people on the break, and that's helping them huge with this field, because like I said, if you win the breakout in this field, especially on the snake side, because all teams are only putting 2 guys on this side, so
yeah,
if you shoot this side, then it's over.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's check out a little action here from the end of that point. You're looking at Scott Kemp and Brandon Short honing in on the last remaining X Factor player, who's just going to have to hug the bunker and take it at the very end, and Scotty Kemp putting a couple in his back. So our score, Ironman 1, X Factor is 0. And X Factor, we're talking about getting the band back together. A team that came up in the early part of the last decade and really made a name for themselves, playing very aggressive. They were a heavy gunfighting team, making a lot of moves, and they've matured in their style. They've grown up a little bit, and now that and a lot of their guys went to Dynasty or went to Europe and played in different areas, but now they've got they got Archie back, they got the Odell brothers back, they've got Grayson. I mean, they've got Todd Morrow's playing great. Ryan Cohen's definitely one of their best players, not here right now, which definitely is, I think, going to hurt their offense a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Losing Ryan Cohen is going to hurt them a lot. I had no idea he was here. He wasn't here.
So right now, it looks like they got Grayson sporting the Jesus Christ beard, and Dusty Odell, and the always solid Colt Roberts, who I felt, honestly, yesterday was playing pretty well on the more aggressive snake side, which is the snake that is on the pit side of the field. That is definitely the more aggressive side of the field. And you can see the way these guys are stacking it off the break. All right, now you're looking at the Ironman making out to the back corner.
Very solid breakout for and Colt Roberts got caught going over to that Dorito 1.
Yeah, Colt Roberts, I jinxed him, getting shot, trying to get out on that snake side on the pits.
And X Factor did have a solid breakout, and you know they shot one guy on the break, and this field is just a sitting field. It's go to your bunkers, sit, and then when you have that move, then you need to make it.
Yeah, so Billy Wing coming off early, and you know Billy Wing, he's got some knee issues that he's been fighting through, and they're going to put him out there as much as they possibly can because he's such a veteran. He's so good. You got CC for the Ironman in the snake, one of those young up-and-coming guys from SoCal who's made his way up the ranks and has now become one of those guys that's the older guys on the Ironman can count on. He gets taken down by Archie, though. Nice move by Archie, running the highway, taking out CC.
Yeah, instead of making that trade, he just decided, I'm going to get him and stay right here because he's the last guy alive. Not really much he could really do in that situation for CC.
And the Ironmen need to get something going right here. You know, they look flat.
Yeah.
X Factor's handling each point. Yeah, there was a little brief moment of happiness for the Ironman pits there when they saw Colt Roberts come off early, but still, just not. They're getting beat to the punch. It seems like they're getting beat to those aggressive moves. So,
or what I've seen for the Ironmen is they do make those aggressive moves, and then somehow their back guys get plinked out, and nothing really there to happen for their front guys.
Yeah. So but hey, it's tied. It's 1-1. You know, and the Ironmen did look flat at that point. B Short and Scamp played great the first point to put a point on the board. So, you know, again, evenly matched teams. All right, so we got you're going to look at Archie here. Now look at Archie, runs down the inside, called out the highway. It's a better move a lot of times because you can get the drop on the player in the snake because most of the time they're looking down that sideline. And Archie did it, you know, like the seasoned pro that he is. Went as fast as he needed to go, made sure he lived, and nice job.
And let's see if Ironman puts out that Scott Kemp and B Short lineup again.
They got Mike Paxton coming out. Let's see if they put out Billy Wing. I'm interested to see. Yeah, it looks like Billy. No. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much they play Billy. They don't have Miko for this event, and he's one of their most solid guys. He's very busy with Dye, doing a bunch of work stuff. I'd like to thank Dye, one of our sponsors here. Again, without the sponsors, none of this would be possible. And the Ironmen are Dye's factory team and have been for years. Ironmen found a lot of success a couple years ago, able to win some world championships, always fighting it out with the Russians and All-Americans at the time. So, and now they're in a rebuild. They're really trying to get these younger players up to that top tier professional level.
Yeah, and it seems like they have been making that improvement within the team.
All right, here we go. Both teams at 5 strong, and heavy breakout by the Ironmen in the center. Get Scott Kemp and Mike Paxton running.
And here comes a penalty for Ironman.
Oh, and it's a penalty on
major penalty.
Chris Cat, a.k.a. CC, and he gets was that a red flag?
Yeah, red flag, major.
So major penalty. It looks like Oswaldo coming off for him. And then Grayson Goff, and he somehow gets shot coming down.
He got out of bounds. He ran out of bounds.
Oh, that's a mental mistake by Grayson Goff. And it would have been a great move if he was able to get in there. So 3 Ironman players left alive, and big moves down the snake on the pit side of the field. So though X Factor has 4 bodies alive and the Ironman now only 2, the Ironman a better field position as they have a player in that 50-yard line snake.
And I don't think anyone knows he's actually there. There goes Cover getting shot because he had no idea that right snake was hot.
Wow, and Alex Martinez, the owner of the team, also getting taken out. So it's a 2-on-1 right now, or sorry, 2-on-2. And look at this, just handling business down on that snake side of the field.
Yeah, he got a 4-piece right there. He got a 4-piece because nobody had any idea that he was there at all.
Yeah, a nice little 4-piece for Kyle Spica. again, another one of those young guys, been playing for a long time. And it's points like that, though, that earn your reputation.
Yeah.
You know, you go out there, and it initially looks like your team is going to lose that point. You got to pay the penalty. You got to worry about. And then one player steps up, it's like, you know what, I'm going to shoot 4 guys. I'm going to single-handedly win this point.
And that was a great point to win, especially with the major penalty that they received.
And I think this is a perfect time to bring this up. Let's talk a little bit about Chicago. You know, I haven't had a chance to talk to you at least on air for the paintball populace. Well, first let's watch the breakout from that last one, then we'll get to that. But you're looking at the breakout from that last point. So you're looking at the Ironmen on their breakout, and then they're heavy in that center, but then the ref just spocking in on them, and let's toss that red flag.
Looks like he takes it right in the side.
Yeah, so he's going to come off, and it looked really bad for the Ironmen. Look at that. No one on the Snake side of the field, the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And then now on the flip side, you're looking at X Factor as they break out, sending a streaker out to that back corner on the Snake side. And then you're looking at that dive. That's Grayson Goff, and he just goes out of bounds. You see his knee go out of bounds right there. The ref was right there to pick it up, and he was going to come off early. So that was an unfortunate loss for X Factor, or losing that guy. And then, you know, it's all about Kyle Spica. So quickly here, what was going through your mind, man? I mean, it was just, I talked to you a little bit about it, but I want everyone else to hear. What were you thinking, man? I mean, it was crazy. It was just, such a wild,
that's
was it just
probably
like,
the word,
was
insane,
it like,
crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was just like, I blacked out and I came to and we won?
Yeah. All I remember is hearing my dad just screaming, you need to go, 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 you have to go.
Make it happen.
And then after that, you know, I rewatched the video and I see myself running back and forth, trying to figure out what I want to do. I go try to run someone down, and then I decide I'm going to grab the flag, and then I run again, and then I run around the X, and then from there I just went. I knew I had to go because all I remember is hearing my dad go, 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 and that's what I did.
It was awesome. I got something I want to say about it. I thought it was so cool. But right now, we're looking at this point. This is a pretty crucial point as the Ironmen are up 2-1 right now. And unfortunately for the Ironmen, they had that major penalty. They won the point, but again, major penalties stay on that clock, so they had to start down a body. Doesn't matter though, because just Shorty is doing work over here on the Snake side. And a lot of X Factor coming off early here, so not looking good for them, even though they had the power play. This would have been a perfect time for them to try to tie this up. And I think that's a smart play by X Factor to conserve that power play. All right, so what I thought was the coolest thing about that move was it was essentially that gutty do or die. I'm going to go into the guns regardless of what happens because I have to and there's no time left. But when you came around the closer Snake side of the A, you realized that you couldn't go that way.
Yeah.
But you also realized, like, hey, man, I got like less than 10 seconds left. If I don't go forward, we're going to lose. So you kind of like, but there was this moment where you just had like a beat, you like paused before you went into like the mouth of the dragon.
Yeah.
And you were like, all right, well, I'm going upfield, but it was like this heartbeat of a pause of your, where it was like you're like, all right, I'm going. And then you just paused and you went, and just, it was awesome. But let's check out the breakout from that last point. Now that's X Factor on your screen right there. Look at that, they lose, looks like Devin Odell. And yeah, they were just getting chopped up off the break. So the Ironmen doing a great job. Look at that, all those guns up, doing work off the break, and that was able to even it up immediately. And then Shorty gets in the Snake. And after that, it was curtains.
And you see how X Factor played that dead zone. That's a real gutsy move, especially on this side. There's so many people that can shoot you, and that's why most people are only sending one guy out here, and they decide to send the two, and it is a gutsy play, and it didn't really work out for them.
Yeah, I've seen that work, and I've seen it be an abysmal failure as well. So a score is now 3-1 in favor of the Ironmen, and the X Factor starting to lose momentum. But they still have 15 seconds left in that power play, which, again, is big. Off the break, you're losing a percentage of your gun power off the break, and that's so huge, especially with a field layout like this where a lot of teams are getting chopped up in the beginning.
And you never want to see it, but X Factor has given the last 2 points away, especially with this power play. It was a 4-on-2, they gave that away, and then the PowerPoint play, you know, they gave that away too. Going with gutsy moves, especially with a 5-on-4, you want to play conservative and then play aggressive because all they have is 4 players.
Yeah, so X Factor calling a very smart timeout. We've seen some timeouts today, but this is that characteristic, hey, we need to figure out what's going wrong.
Yep.
Let's slow the momentum of the Ironmen down, try to ice them out a little bit. Very smart timeout. This is why you get a timeout. So X Factor sending out Grayson Goff. Archie Montemayor. Looks like Devin Odell. And Dusty Odell. And Michael Kovar. You know, Michael Kovar is just one of those guys that everybody loves. You know, great guy, solid player, always handling his business on and off the field. And so let's see what he can get done over here on the sidelines, on the spectator side snake. Archie's been playing really well for X Factor this year, too.
Yeah, and he's a very consistent player. You always can expect him to play well, play consistent, and that's what you want in any player. You want them to play consistent.
That way you can count on them.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need 10 superstars. You just need 10 consistent players to play together.
Yeah. Well, they're going to need it right now. They need to dig deep with the point spread the way it is, and this is right when you get to that point. Now, the thing is that, man, 15:26 on the clock, still a ton of time. So that being said, and paintball being that mental test, that momentum switch, this is when X Factor's got to try to win this point, and then really just let the Ironmen know, hey man, we're not going to roll over for you guys. Like, we're not going to be your stomping pad to on the trip to the finals out of the division, which is easier than the other division.
And this is a huge point for X Factor, because if they lose this point, it goes 4-1. But if they win 3-2, I mean, they're definitely in this game, and you never want to see a 4-1, especially from the pit box.
Yeah. All right, well, it's about to go down right now. And on the breakout, the Ironmen about to get their player out of the box on that major penalty that they got. Mike Paxton running and gunning out to the back corner, diving in and scurrying. He might have got shot in that last little scurry.
Asking for a check. Yeah, and he did get hit.
Yeah, and CC comes out the box clean, though. Now he streaks out to the tape, but Archie's on him. Let's see if he's able to make it out through Archie's stream. He did, so Archie misses CC on his way out to the corner. So they got Brandon Short and Chris Catt over here on the spectator snake side of the field for the Ironmen.
And it is a 3-on-3 game. X Factor has 3, Ironman has 3. I mean, let's see what happens. Oh, and Billy does get caught looking. So now it is a 3-on-2, and nobody on that left side there.
Yeah, but that X Factor needs to get in that snake, and there goes Odell, and he is going to get in snake 1 and quickly try to make his way into the 50-yard line over there. And here comes Brandon Short, trying to fight fire with fire, making his way into snake 1, and I think he might have got a kill. He did. He shoots Archie. Awesome job by Brandon Short, getting into snake 1, doing work immediately. He's got CC, Chris Catt right behind him. So we got ourselves a 2-on-2 situation. Interesting field layout right now too, Justin.
Yeah.
We got a player. Both teams have a player in the snake.
Does Grayson know that nobody's on that left side? Because he's kind of playing it weird. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Grayson should have his gun over here on this spectator side of the field, the grandstand side.
And there he goes. He switched. I think he's now figuring it out because he saw Dusty or Devin make that move into there. Oh,
maybe he saw Archie walk past him, or maybe Archie walked past him and was like, "Hey, turn your gun to the side."
And right now, Grayson is pretty lost. I don't think he knows where anybody is, or all he knows is where Brandon Short is.
And this is where that communication comes in that we were talking about. I was talking with Nikki about this, and it's such a huge part of the game right now. There is no coaching from the pit side of the field anymore. So these players, you guys are forced to go back to that old school paintball roots where that high paintball IQ really comes into play. You got to be able to get all that information you possibly can.
And Devin does make a smart move back, because he was just kind of pinned down there.
Yeah, he couldn't really do much from that spot right there.
Yeah.
This is a very, very tense and interesting point. This is not necessarily a must-win for X Factor because there still is time on the clock, but yeah, and it looks like Brandon Short is out of paint, or is very close to being out of paint. Still has a little bit in his loader. He's just shaking it there, trying to get a quick read on what he's got left, how much ammo he's got. And here comes Grayson Goff. Now Grayson Goff making a move. You're just looking at Grayson Goff on your screen right now. He's gunned up on Brandon Short. Brandon Short's playing out in the blind area. This is a high-risk move right here, and he's going to get taken out. So he's just trying to make something happen down on paint right there. Not having a lot of paint left.
Yeah, that all he could have asked for was a trade there, because he really had no paint. Maybe 10 balls left.
He was begging for that right there for sure. So now we got ourselves a 1-on-2 situation. It's just CC in the back corner for the Ironmen. But this is how you make a legend. Let's pull this off. He's able to pull this off because this is a big point for X Factor right here.
He does get pounced.
Oh, and he finally gets taken out. Because I was going to say that with as much space between him and the guys that he had, the X Factor players, that's one of those one-on-twos you can pull off. You get that quick kill, turn to a one-on-one, and win that one-on-one. That happens a lot. So now that dreaded 3-point spread comes into play as the score is going to be... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. X Factor avoids that dreaded 3-point spread, winning that point. Now we have ourselves a 1-point match. The score 3-2 with a ton of time left. All right, so if you're X Factor and you're X Factor's coach, you're in the pits right now. You guys just had that big point. What are you saying to him?
I would say there's a lot of time still left on the clock. Play your game, play smart, stay alive. That's what you really need to do in this situation. I mean, you're only down 1 with 12 minutes still on the clock. All you need to do is play consistent, 5 alive on the break, and play smart after the break. Make your moves when you can, but don't force anything.
On a field like this, that's a very crucial element of what you just said. Don't force anything.
Yeah.
This is a very tough field to take big bites. And the teams that have been successful, I think that's why, you look at damage and impact, I think they found success with this particular field layout is because it really is conducive to the way they play the game.
Yes.
They don't take those big bites. They play it aggressive. Like, I think Chad George is playing out of his skull right now.
Yeah, he is. He's playing very well.
He's all over the place. He's up the center. He's played both sides of both snakes. So we got a little action from that last point here. So you're looking at that Brandon Short move, desperation move out of paint. You can see just throws his head in the air in frustration. And then you're looking at CC at the very end, trying to win a 1-on-2 to keep X Factor from making it a 1-point game, but it's a little bit too much X Factor for CC. And we do have that 1-point game. 3-2 is your score.
And with this field is slow. I mean, we could both agree on that unless you shoot 3 guys on the breakout. But so there should be no excuse for running out of paint, though. And that's with any field.
Running out of paint is one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yeah.
I get so frustrated when I see guys run out of paint because this is what happens, you know? All right, so we're looking at the X Factor breakout. That's Archie Montemayor, and he is rolling his gun. He's trying to keep Brandon Short out of the snake. I like how the Ironmen are running Brandon over here a lot because Brandon's he's been effective. He got shot that last point, but still he was in the snake. And again, into notch 1 of the snake, shooting cross field, being a thorn, and X Factor sided. X Factor really needs to stop Shorty over here on the snake side of the field. It's going to be a key to their victory.
And I don't think anyone has seen him go in there yet. No one really knows that he's in there unless the sideline coach has told them and they've received that information.
You can see Brandon in there, very good at receiving information. He's been doing this for a long time now. Just nodding his head, trying to put the variables together for that mental equation. And you can see, you can hear, listening to the voices, listening to Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts is right in Brandon Short's ear. And Brandon played with Eric and he's very familiar with that voice.
And it's a 5-on-4 situation right here. And Ironmen have all the key bunkers. Spica did just jump into that snake on the other side there.
Spica's playing good, man. Oh, look at this. Odell getting taken out in that back corner. Not sure who got that shot. It might have been Brandon Short cross field.
And X Factor just dropping bodies left and right.
Yeah, Todd Morrill dying out of that back center. And here come the Sharks. But they're going to save Archie a little bit of pain by ringing that buzzer and conceding the point. So the score is now Ironman 4, X Factor 2 with 10 minutes and 32 seconds left to play. Lots of great paintball coming at you. We see Dynasty. Dynasty's got 2 games this afternoon. They take on Chattanooga CEP. We'll see how much CEP has stepped into the pro game here as they take on Dynasty that destroyed people yesterday. And then we watch X Factor take on Vicious. And then Dynasty taking on the Ironmen for the last game of the day to decide who advances. Already waiting for Sunday's competition is Impact Edmonton Impact and Tampa Bay Damage advancing out of an insane bracket that saw 3 teams go 3-1. And though you really got to give credit to Aftershock for going 3-1, and it's just got to be so disappointing to have such an abysmal year in the beginning and then play so well here and then still go home.
Still not be able to make it.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
And it's funny to see how that bracket went, though, because Aftershock had +9 point spread and Impact had a -1. But how it works is whoever's that top seed automatically goes on, so there's never a three-way tie there. And then it goes to a head-to-head there, and Impact beat Aftershock for their only loss, and that's why they went on, even though they had that -1 point spread.
That is just devastating for Aftershock. All right, so we have a little bit of action here at the end of that point. So again, the Ironmen, really the story of this game, Justin, I think is that the Ironmen are doing a much better job as you're just watching X Factor walk off in twos there at the end. But the problem is that Ironmen are beating the X Factor, to those good bunkers.
Yes.
And from there, they're playing smart. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've seen a couple mistakes here and there, but I think Shorty's playing great. And
Spica's playing good on that
playing
side.
awesome down the other side, and that 1-2 punch is really effective for them right now.
And it, to me, X Factor is winning the breakout, but they're not taking those bumps that they need to. And maybe at this point they do need to force a little something because they're not even moving. They're just taking the back line and just sitting there trying to shoot cross, trying to get kills, and it's not really working out for them because, as we've seen, we see Brandon Short making big moves over here and Spica making even bigger moves on the other side.
I think that's a very good point, and I think that, to me, when you're breaking this down, you're looking at, okay, X Factor, when were they successful? A couple years ago, about 3-4 years ago is when they kind of earned the respect. And how they did it was they were very aggressive. They were good gunfighters. They would gunfight their way in positions. This is a hard field to gunfight your way into a position. You had to really use, it's more timing. This is very much timing field. Impact and Damage has a lot of smart, high IQ players on their team, and they've been real effective at working that because that is their game. Now, X Factor, I think that's where they might be missing on a cylinder here, you know, is that when they've been successful, it's been the aggressive gunfight your way into a spot, and that's not this type of field, so they're not quite adapting, and I think the Ironmen are.
Yeah. And it's the young guys just making those moves and making those gutsy moves, and it's working out for them.
Yeah, I agree. But they need that, you know. That's a perfect example. I mean, that's how you became somebody that, you know, people are like, all right, hey, you know, J-Rab's one of the killers, is because you weren't afraid to take those risks. Like, dude, you die as much as everyone else does.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you take those risks, and a lot of times they're paying off for you. Also, your timing has gotten good. So you take the aggressive risk and you have good timing. Well, what that does is that you do that enough, and all of a sudden you're making power moves.
Yep, exactly.
All right, just 5 seconds to go for the start of this next point. You're looking at San Antonio X Factor on your screen. They need to get something going here. The score is 4-2. Again, tons of time left, though. If they want to get back in this game, they can do it.
Both teams 5 alive, so, you know, this is where you want to see it after the breakout to see who makes those moves and who can get those kills.
Yeah, and this is perfect. 5 alive, like you said, and those moves. Now, who is going to make those aggressive moves? Who's going to try to get to the snake? You know, I'll tell you what, neither one of these teams really has players in position to get to the snake yet.
Yeah.
They're trying to get them out there, though, as you see Spica getting into the 40-yard line Dorito. Billy Wing back on the field for the Ironmen.
And X Factor dropping a player, but just a second ago, or even the past 30 seconds, they had 4 guys all looking at that Dorito snake side. And
yeah, and look at this. Brandon Short taking the walk for the Ironmen. So it's 4-on-4 right now, I was going to say the Ironmen, they're in better field position. Again, they are beating X Factor to the punch right now. You look at Colt Roberts, and Colt Roberts is shooting inside, and he's on a knee. You know, that's not the body language that would indicate that he wants to get to the snake.
And it's that Dorito snake side that you need to be aggressive on, because as you see Billy just shooting cross field, one guy can hold this whole snake side, and you can't even shoot him without...
Yeah, and then now Dusty Odell making his bump back to that stand-up temple. But yeah, the lanes are super important, and you're seeing that a lot. This is a very technical field. This is actually one of the most technical fields layouts that I've seen in recent memory.
And Billy does get a penalty.
Oh, and a minor penalty on Billy. So Scotty Kemp is going to come off, and the Ironman, one body left alive. He's in the 50-yard line snake. But Archie Montemayor, he gets shot as well.
And then Grayson gets a red
major
flag.
Penalty. That was the worst thing that could have happened. X Factor looking like they were going to win that point. And Spica, last player left alive for the Ironman. So, wow, devastating for X Factor. It really looked like they had the Ironman on their heels this point. Billy Wing gets a penalty, and it was just Kyle Spica left alive in that 50-yard line snake on the pit side of the field. But, you know, and then X Factor gets that major penalty. So now they're going to be Or was it major or minor? I
saw the red flag go up, but it
but
looks like they gave him a minor. Maybe he was just trying to get that flag out of his pocket. Because I was going to say, they gave Billy the hopper hit, they gave him a minor. But then on the opposite side of the field, Grayson got a hopper hit, and he gets a major.
Yeah, so, well, there's no major on the clock. There is a minor penalty. Now, I don't know if they're going to adjust that. We will see shortly. However, as it stands right now, it looks like a minor penalty, which would mean that would come off the board, and X Factor would then start 5 strong, and the Ironmen are going to be down. X Factor on the power play. Ironmen are going to have to play without a body for 35 seconds.
And in this situation, X Factor really needs to go. They have to go here, especially with a 5-on-4 situation. They need to make some kind of power moves anywhere. And I think the way to do it is in that center Dorito.
I agree. We haven't seen a lot up the center, and that's worked for a lot of the teams that are successful out there. So we have a replay here from that last point you're looking at. And there's the Ironman, and that's that penalty on Billy Wing. Boom. Ref saw it, pulls out Billy on the penalty, which is a rather rare occurrence. And it did not look good for the Ironman. But there on the flip side part of the screen, you see Archie pointing, thinks he shot somebody. He's taking the walk. And then the referee in there, Spockin. And it looks like another penalty. Yeah, so, it's just a really, really bad time to get a penalty. And, it really looked like we were going to have ourselves a 4-3 game. Unfortunately, for X Factor fans, the score is now 5-2, and the Ironmen look good.
And it is a 4-on-4 situation, but X Factor does have that major. They did put it up as a major.
Okay, they put it on a major.
So we'll see the breakout here.
So X Factor with that major penalty. Got to play down a man for the next minute and 46 seconds. The Ironman able to get a body out on that spot. It's pretty hard to get out to sometimes, Justin. That back corner bunker.
Yeah, and X Factor has been running there a lot and been getting there consistently. I don't think I've seen him get shot going out there one time, and X Factor does lose Archie on that Dorito side snake, and Devin making big moves on the snake side over here.
So Archie struggling 2 points in a row to stay alive out there, as looks like Devin Odell able to get into the insert bunker. The little Dorito right behind the snake, and he's going to muscle his way in there.
Dusty just looking for kills. And X Factor still does have a minute on that penalty. All they really need to do here is kind of just chill out, get him out of that box, hopefully get some kills to get him out of that box safely.
Yeah, got to eat that time off if you're X Factor. You need to be at full strength to try to make a run here. The Ironmen, though, only 2 points away from victory in this race to 7 format.
And it's a 5-on-3 situation. If X Factor can get one kill, get that body out, and maybe make something happen out of this game, they need to win this game right here.
Yeah, must-win point right now for X Factor, and a little bit of time left, though, 7:05. But the problem is that if they don't win this point, they're going to be, 1 point away from a loss, but then also having sucked some time off that clock, really not in a position to have enough time to claw their way back into the game. Now the Ironmen just continuing to aggressively push up the field. And did Odell get a shot in on him? Oh, they lose Todd Morrill. X Factor.
Are they going to pull the major? Yep, yeah, there it is.
Major penalty on the Ironmen. I think that might have been
CC. And X Factor comes out of that box, and now it's a 3-on-1 situation. Flip just like that because of a major penalty can kill you like that.
So this is the first game we've really started to see a lot of penalties. We did see some penalties in that last game. Vicious had 3 penalties and almost lost it. Not almost lost it, but really let the other team come back. And now, Michael Kovar running that flag in. So nice job by Michael Kovar to stay alive there and work with Devin Odell.
And still a lot of time on that major penalty for X Factor.
So look at this. X Factor burns off this major, and then they're effectively able to win the point. Ironmen get their own major penalty. So now we got ourselves a little bit different of a match here.
And it couldn't have been a more perfect scenario for X Factor at this point, being down only 2 points, 5-3, with 6 minutes left in the game. So definitely plenty of time for them to win this game.
Yeah, definitely a lot of time to win this game. Or at the very least, if they stay on the ball, tie it up, send it to overtime. We have not yet seen an overtime game today. In fact, it's interesting, this is a slower playing field. It's a very technical field, but we've only seen one overtime match so far this event.
Yep. That was our match against Impact.
Yeah. So what are you guys going to switch up? What's the... Do you don't even know anything yet, or is it just kind of like, oh, God,
what happened coming into this event, the coaches completely changed and flipped the script on everything. I was no longer playing with Matt. I started to play with Krill on the Dorito side snake. Our pairs were completely different, like players that we haven't normally played with, especially even in practice. I mean, you're just not used to it, but the coaches really felt like a Dorito and a snake guy on both sides would be the answer to this field. And I'm not saying at all that it is the coach's fault, because I can't even begin to blame anybody for, a 1-3 tournament. But, the coaches did flip the script on us and changed everything within the team. And the players, we were sitting in the meeting just like staring each other down like, is this really happening?
Like for
yeah,
real?
like
for real?
I actually said, this is a joke, right?
Really?
Yeah, and everyone started laughing, and Max just looked at me with dead eyes, no joke.
All right, big point right here. We got ourselves a 2-point match. And aggressively coming up the center, Grayson Goff. That's one of the guys that X Factor always likes to send up the center. He can do work up there. Ooh, look at this. The Ironmen losing bodies. Or losing a body. Looks like Kyle Spica getting shot over there. Trying to get out on the snake side of the field, pit side.
And with most teams, you see all the teams shooting this snake side or spectator side snake corner almost every single game, but X Factor is just running it over and over and over, and Ironman just cannot catch on to it.
Yeah, and Colt Roberts scurrying up there to the insert Dorito on the pit side of the field, and Archie Montemayor trying to get a shot on CC for the Ironman.
Oh, and another major penalty.
On X Factor?
On X Factor.
Oh, wow. That is just got to be disappointing. If I was X Factor's coach, I'd be wanting to...
And at this point, Ironman can just stay there. I mean, win the point, obviously, but they can stay there and bring their buddy out, who comes out in 30 seconds on that major penalty, and it's a 4-on-2 situation. That's a guaranteed win.
This is the most penalty-ridden match that we have seen so far in this event, and really paying the toll, both these teams, for playing that gray area. And still 15 seconds left on the Ironman's major penalty. They're about to get a body back.
Yeah, I don't know if there's been this many majors or even minors all tournament, let alone in one match.
So, yeah, and are the referees sending a statement heading into the afternoon and heading into Sunday? Hey, look, guys, remember, we are watching.
Yeah. Here comes the Ironman's guy right out of the penalty box, and it's a 4-on-2 situation now.
CC making his move into Snake 1. Both teams, tense moments here, and if you're X Factor, you really, really have to score this point. I mean, this is a big point. We're seeing the time tick off that major penalty.
And I think at this point, they really just need to kind of just chill out. It is a 4-on-2 situation. They just need to chill out and get their buddy out of the box without having to start with 4 the next game.
I think that's Eric Humphreys backing up CC over here. Oh, and Grayson retreated and then trying to get over the snake side, looks like. And yeah, Archie is going to get taken down. So nice job by Chris Catt, number 34 for the Ironman. And Billy Wing is going to try to run that flag in as quick as he can to try to preserve. Actually, he paused for a moment. It's like, how much time's on it? Should I wait and blast him down, or should I just hang it and preserve the penalty?
I think he might have stopped because he thought it was his penalty, because there's been so many majors. I'm sure there was confusion with them. I think he stopped to look to see if it was their major.
All right, so 14 seconds left on that major penalty. The way that things are going,
yeah,
I would be too. It's like, well, okay, I'm stopped. Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't get shot at. Okay.
Oh, I got bouncy. Yeah, I'm hit. Yeah. I'm out. Don't pull a major on me, please.
Yeah. It's been a flag festival out there. All right, so we got a replay here, and you're looking at that last penalty right there. And the referee is going to pull him out. Boom, moves in there. Yeah, immediately to the box as another penalty flag flies in the air. And then, trying to do damage control, Grayson Goff gets over, but it's not enough. So 1 point away from victory is the Ironman. The score 6-3 in this race to 7. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and X Factor still yet to find that form that made him famous. And, you know, they have all the squad they had before, and I know they've been practicing. They had a really great set against Damage, grinding in that hardcore 106-degree Texas heat to toughen them up, but playing a really upsurgent Ironman squad. And, you know, I really like what I'm seeing out of Spica. I think CC's playing really well.
Yep.
You know, Eric Humphreys came in off that penalty he had at penalties, so I think out of the three, I'd probably give the nod to Spica just because he had such that amazing job over there. But yeah, CC's playing solid though. He's playing very solid.
And it's surprising to me that they're not just keep playing because he is that young guy, and give him those reps. He's playing great, so keep him in there.
Yeah. Give him that confidence.
Exactly.
I mean, you as a younger guy, like, how important is it that to get that praise from your own team? It's like, yeah, hey, J-Rap, get in there and do it again. Go kill him again, you know? And you're like, yeah, these guys believe in me.
There's no better feeling, than your own team believing in you that you can make it happen every single point.
Then it's easier for you to believe in yourself, and you're always your harshest critic, or you should be your harshest critic.
And Ironman dropping 2 bodies on the break quick.
No, point spread is, again, going to play a factor here.
Devin streaking down this side. X Factor comes out of that box.
Todd Morrow backing up Devin Odell, but Odell gets taken out as soon as he gets into Snake 1.
Just a little too aggressive there. I think he should have came to the next one and shot the guys across field and then tried to work on Skemp.
Well, they lose. Ironman lose another player. It's Eric Humphreys getting shot out of that temple, making a mistake, getting shot out of his spot. Now Scotty Kemp is trying to get a shot on Todd Morrow, but here comes Dusty Odell running up the field. He gets smashed by Scott Kemp after he smashed Mike Paxson. And then now, Todd Morrow gets eaten alive by Scott Kemp.
Oh, my God. And the worst part about it is it's a one-on-one right now. The worst part about it is Skemp got bounced twice in his side, looked at it, asked for a check, and then saw Devin come streaking down the field.
Hey, man, like we always say, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good any day. I mean, that's like one of the oldest paintball cliches in the book. So X Factor and the Ironman one-on-one, 6-3 is the score, and if Scotty Kemp pulls this off, he will give his team the victory.
I think in this situation, is Ironman's coach or Scott Kemp's coach is just telling him, hey, you know, chill out, we're up.
Yeah, we're winning anyway, man. Let him come. Let him try to come bunk you out. Even if we lose the point and you take a minute off, they're done anyway.
Yep. He's just trying to keep him at bay, control him.
Scotty Kemp has 2 pods on his back. I just keep that gun rolling, man. Keep the gun rolling. You know, don't get stuck out, though. Don't get stuck in that statue position. You know, you just get stuck in that one spot and then you get owned. Don't do that, but just keep that bunker. Keep that bunker lit. Keep the player in. Look at all this time that's coming off the clock. I mean, we're already at a point where even if X Factor wins this, they probably don't have enough time to score 2 points.
Yeah.
So Scotty is doing his job. He's doing a perfect job right now.
Just sitting there. But really, Scott is in the best situation possible because there's nowhere for Kovar to go without Scott just coming over the top and plinking him as soon as he tries to make a move anywhere.
Yeah.
He's kind of just in the middle, nowhere really to go.
Oh, and he loses him. Scotty loses Michael. And now they are just in a gunfight, and it looks like Michael is going to win it. So nice job by Kovar stepping it up. And he's going to put another point on the board to make it a 2-point game, but with just probably about 55 seconds, 54 seconds, it's just not going to be enough time to score 2 points. Not going to be enough time. Well,
and that'll be the game right there.
Probably
that's
going
the
to do
game.
it. We're going to have another point played, but if you want to take a break to go refresh your cup, this might be the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no, you should wait. Who knows? X Factor comes out blazing the last point
look what happened in Chicago. I mean, you never know now. I mean, come on.
Yeah, all right.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything could happen. All right, so a bit of action from that last point. And you're looking at Scotty Kemp. Look at that. Just like you said, man, took those bounces, gets the check, blast down Dusty as Dusty smokes Paxson. And then here you have
Grayson.
Yeah, it's Grayson.
Todd Morrow.
Todd Morrow getting unfortunately Todd Morrow gets owned in that spot. And then the very end, it was a solid move by Michael to make Scotty lose him. But you know what? Scotty did his job, man. All he really had to do is he didn't need to win that one-on-one. Burn that clock, man. Burn that clock and make it just make them completely unable to come back.
And just expect here to X Factor just running and streaking down the field, doing anything they possibly can to take some ground, especially on the break. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to break out. You know, Ironmen are going to take all 5 backs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, non-stop gun shooting.
Yep. Go to your bunkers and just cross it up. Shoot as many pods as you have.
Yeah. And if you get put in, let them put you in. Just shoot the lanes.
Yep.
Keep shooting your gun. Just let them put you in. Here they come. Here comes X Factor. All guns up. Here they go. They're just going to use those bunkers as a springboard. And here they come. They got Grayson Goff. He's going to launch, but he's going to launch right into Billy Wing's gun. He's going to have to go gun up. And he's going to keep coming. Oh, and he makes it through. That might have been a... No, he made it clean. Still, though, 32 seconds left. He did not get Billy. Billy definitely shot him, but I'm surprised he didn't shoot him right.
Billy did get bounced in his arm when Devin was coming across, because that's who he was shooting at the whole time. I'm surprised Devin didn't even get a good shot on him.
So they're the Ironmen. They're just sucked up into their bunkers, getting as small as possible, just shooting the lanes that X Factor has to run through.
X Factor just with one lone guy, Devin Odell over there playing against 3, just trying to make anything happen at this point.
So as regulation expires, that final score is going to be 6-4 in favor of the Ironmen. And the Ironmen look good. They got some young players playing well. I think Kyle Spica stepping it up, had an amazing point. Got himself 4 kills in 1 game. Sorry, 1 point. And also played, I thought CC played very well for them as well. And then again, Brandon Short also phenomenal. Great job for the Ironmen. They look pretty solid. X Factor, however, just did not have enough today for the Ironmen. They do have another game coming up against Vicious. But before that game, we have Team Dynasty, who were flawless yesterday. Awesome job. They're taking on Chattanooga CP, still looking for their first win here at this event. I'm Matty Marshall. I got Justin Rabikoff up here with me, and we'll be right back in just a few moments. Do not go anywhere.